right, today we are continuing looking at linear equations, but today we'll be looking not at graphs but at other versions. So we are specifically today looking for slope. So for our notes, we are finding slope from an equation, from 2 points, and from a table. So our title for our notes today is Finding Slope. So when we're looking to find slope from an equation, we're talking about our equation y equals mx plus b. So we talked about this last time, how our m stands for the slope, looking at how is it moving, and b stands for our y-intercept. So if I look at my first equation, I have y equals, and then we've got mx plus b. So here, my m would be 4, and my b would be 1. So this means my m is looking at slope, and my b is looking at the y-intercept. But today, all I want is the slope. So here, my slope would be 4. If it already says y equals, then it's real easy to just take that first number as our slope. That's all. Now, if we get a different equation here, where if we look, this one does not start with y equals. So here, we're going to have to solve for y. So just like we've been doing in our warm-ups, since y'all have been back, we want to go through that process. So we want to think about toad. Take over x and divide. So here I've got my y right here. So my 3x is what I want to take over. So since I have plus 3x, I want minus 3x minus 3x. My 3x's cancel. So now I have 7y equals negative 3x plus 8. So I've done take over. Now I need step 2, which is to divide. So I want to divide every number by 7 because that's what's in front of the y. Divide by 7, divide by 7, divide by 7. So here I would end up getting, I can check in my calculator, alpha y equals negative 3 over 7. I get negative 3 over 7. Alpha y equals, I can do 8 over 7, and I get 8 over 7. So for my equation, I would have y equals negative 3 over 7x plus 8 over 7. So if I'm looking for my slope, I want the number in front of x. So here is x in front of x. I've got negative 3 over 7. So my slope equals negative 3 over 7. So that's from an equation. It'll either be the first number in the equation, or you'll solve for y, and then it'll still be that first number. So now we're going to look at 2 other ways. So we're going to look at finding slope. See if I can get it where I want it. We're going to look at finding slope from 2 points and finding slope from a table. So this will be the same process, where we're going to use this formula up here. We're going to have y minus y over x minus x. So in any ordered pair, my first number is always going to be the x. Here I want my x. And my second number is always going to be y. So here I'd have y, and here I'd have y. So when I go to plug in on top, so when I look for slope, I'm going to have a fraction. On top, I want y minus y. So here's 1y, 7 minus, here's my other y, 9. And on bottom, I want x minus x. So here I've got 3 minus, here I've got 8. So you can see here how 3 and 7 are in the same group, and 3 and 7 are lined up. Here 8 and 9 are in the same group. Here 8 and 9 line up. So when I go to my calculator, I need a fraction. So I want alpha y equals. And then on top, I'm going to type 7 minus 9. 7 minus 9. And then on bottom, I have 3 minus 8. So I want 3 minus 8. And when I press enter, I'll get my answer of 2 over 5. So for my answer, I would have 2 over 5. And that's all. So here we just have to make sure we plug in the numbers in the right order. Y minus y over x minus x. Then we could also have from a table. So in a table, if we notice here, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 groups of numbers. We only need 2. So you get to pick any 2 you want to choose. So if I look at this list, I'm going to go, I don't like negatives. I don't like big numbers. So I'm going to use these 2 in the middle. And I can even write this as 0, 9 and 2, 12. So it looks like my ordered pairs. So again, I want to remember x is my first number, y is my second number. So when I go to find slope, again, y minus y goes on top. So here y, I've got 9 minus, my other y is 12. And then on bottom, I want x. So my first x is 0, minus my other x, which is 2. So again, I can look at my groups. 0 and 9 are in the same group. 0 and 9 line up. 2 and 12 are in the same group. 2 and 12 line up. So if I go back to my handy dandy calculator, I can press alpha y equals to get a fraction. And on top, I want what I see, 9 minus 12. I'm going to type 9 minus 12. And then on bottom, here I want 0 minus 2. 0 minus 2. So my calculator looks like my paper. When I press enter, here I get 3 over 2. So my slope is 3 over 2. So today we'll be practicing looking at equations, looking at points and tables, and then there will also be a few from the graph again. So use your notes, use these notes that we just took to help you on your practices in Google Classroom.